Forces define an audit time frame.
Yes.
Utilizing combat item. Current orders cannot be carried out. Reverting to basic orders. Initiated. Advised treatment of injuries. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Hate you abductors and sinners. Roger.
Yes.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
So shameful. I will have my revenge.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary abductors and sinners. On behalf of critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Critical damage sustained. You abductors and sinners. Sustainability of enemy forces reduced to 50%. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
The wind is calling.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
The wind is calling. Yes.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
The wind is calling.
Caution, allotted operation time almost expired.
Don't overdo it.
Sustainability of enemy forces at critical level.
Don't overdo it.
Roger. 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 Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
The wind is calling. Don't
Critical
overdo it.
damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
A joyful wind.
Regulation much what a waste of value for this video. Please don't hesitate to let us know about any fellow sinners suspect of being guilty of taking liberties with their strict night. For the greater good.
Unsecured citizen detected. Locate citizens and escort to
Moving out.
RS for extraction.
Yes.
Utilizing combat items. Allied forces are currently engaging in citizen extraction. Current orders cannot be. Allied forces engaged in citizen extraction have been defeated.
I can't move. I will have my revenge.
Roger. Health scan initiated. Advise treatment of
Yes.
injury. Citizen captured by enemy forces. Strongly advise immediate recovery. Roger.
So bad.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Hate you abductors and sinners.
Please. Can you move?
A citizen captured by enemy forces.
Can you move?
Caution. Luma level critical. Phone functionality at risk.
This way. Can't move.
Citizen captured by enemy forces. Strongly advise immediate recovery. Roger.
The wind is
Critical
calling.
damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
Yes.
Hate you abductors and critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
I will have my revenge.
Critical damage sustained. Hate you abductors and sinners.
Can't move.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
Fate toys
This is all
with
just a dream.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
Greetings, sinners. This is Imperial Nova as that multi-purpose administrator. Hostile forces detected. Orders are to deplete enemy sustainability. Neutralize enemy forces.
forces within
So
allotted
it
time frame.
wins.
Let's go.
Yes.
Utilizing combat items. Current orders cannot be carried out. Reverting to basic orders. Health scan initiated. Advise treatment of injuries. Critical damage sustained.
So
Commencing temporary shutdown.
I'm still with you. All this for naught.
AQ abductors and sin critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
I'm still with you.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
Don't overdo it. Can't move.
Critical damage sustained.
The
Commencing
wind's
temporary
falling.
shutdown. Assistance required.
Can you move?
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
Can you move?
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
Don't overdo it. All this.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
The wind is calling. So powerful.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
I will have
Assistance
my
required.
revenge. All this for naught. I'm still with you.
Critical damage sustained. AQ abductors and sinners. Only half the time averted of this operation remains. Sustained critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
I'm still with you.
Critical damage sustained.
Don't
Commencing
overdo it.
temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
Haven't lost yet.
Don't overdo it. overdoing it. Can't move.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
I will have my revenge. Don't overdo it. So shameful.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
I'm still
Assistance
with you.
required. Caution, allotted operation time almost
Can you move?
expired. Sustainability of allied forces at critical level. Caution, Willow levels critical. Thorn functionality at risk.
Can you move?
Roger. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
Don't overdo it.
Hate you abductors and sinners. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
Can you move? Can you move?
Hate you abductors and sinners.
Can you move? Can you move? Move.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
The wind is calling.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required. Hate you abductors and sinners.
All this.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
Greetings, sinners. It's time for the slogan of the day, courtesy of your friendship, joy, and prosperity from me. Yes, to the nation, no.
find prey. Utilizing combat items. Current orders cannot be carried out. Reverting to basic orders.
This makes me
Roger. Obligation acknowledged. Health scan initiated. Advised treatment of injuries. Roger.
I will have my revenge. Don't overdo it.
Obligation acknowledged. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Save you abductors and sinners.
Can you move?
Critical damage sustained.
This for now.
Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
If not, I will have my revenge. I can't move. I'm still with you.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary
Can you
shutdown.
move?
Assistance required.
Can you move?
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
Can you move?
Only half the time Melodita this operation remains. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Critical damage sustained.
Don't
Commencing
overdo it.
temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
I will have my revenge. Don't doing?
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
I'm still with you. Like the wind, so chill. The wind is calling. Haven't lost yet!
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance
Can
required.
you move?
Caution. Allotted operation time almost expired.
All this for
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
I will have my revenge.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
The wind is calling. I
Critical
will
damage
have my
sustained.
revenge.
Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required. Locate citizens and
So it
escort to our
begins.
RS for extraction.
Yes.
Let's get started. Get to work.
Utilizing combat items.
All this for now. The wind is calling.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Hate you abductors and sinners.
I'm still with you.
Hate you abductors and sinners. Initiating citizen extraction protocol. Request cover. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
can't move.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
I'm still with you.
Save you abductors and sinners.
Thank you.
Critical damage sustained.
I can't move.
Commencing temporary shutdown. Critical damage sustained.
The wind is
Commencing
calling.
temporary shutdown. Assistance required. Save you abductors and sinners. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Critical damage
I
sustained.
will have my
Commencing
revenge.
temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
So bad.
Save you abductors and sinners. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
I will have my revenge. I can't move.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
The wind is calling. Can you move?
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
All this for me. I will have my revenge. Yes.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance
overdo it.
required. Health scan initiated. Advise treatment of injuries. Initiating critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
I will have my revenge.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
This for me.
Assistance required.
The wind is calling. I can't move.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
I'm still with you.
Assistance required. Save you abductors and
Can you
sinners.
move?
Citizen captured by enemy forces. Critical damage
Don't
sustained.
overdo it.
Commencing
So
temporary shutdown. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary
The wind
shutdown.
is calling.
Assistance required. Save you abductors and sinners.
I can't move.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
The wind is calling.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
You were so close.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
Greetings, sinners. This is your very own Ultra High-Spec Monkey Purpose Administrative Assistant, Person Compound. On the 10th of this month, we'll be holding an exciting new workshop called Record Review Challenges in Reward. And you have been given a day off from voluntary contribution operations to attend.
Locate citizens and escort to our RS for extraction.
Let's get started.
Yes.
Utilizing combat citizens captured by enemy forces. Strongly advise immediate recovery. Current orders cannot be carried out. Reverting to basic orders. Scan initiated.
Yes.
Advise treatment of injuries. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Take you abductors and sinners.
So shameful. I will have my revenge.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
I'm still with you. Can you move?
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
All this for naught. I will have my revenge. Don't overdo it. So shameful.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
I will have my revenge.
Citizen captured by enemy forces. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
The wind is calling. Don't overdo it.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Escaping
overdo it.
abductors and sinners.
Search.
Raw citizen captured by enemy forces.
I'm still with you.
Additional citizen signal detected. Secure and extract. Citizen captured by enemy forces. Strongly advise immediate recovery. Roger. Revival successful. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Critical damage sustained. Commencing
will have
temporary
my
shutdown.
revenge.
Assistance required.
Can you move?
Take you abductors and
Don't
sinners.
overdo it.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
Mission.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
Greetings, seniors. It's time for an important message from you.
Hostile. Neutralize enemy forces within
Moving
allotted
out.
time frame.
Yes.
See how things go.
Can't lose it.
Utilizing combat items. Current orders cannot be carried out. Reverting to basic orders.
Can you move? Don't overdo it.
Caution. Willow levels critical. Foreign functionality exit.
Can you move?
Self-scan initiated. Advise treatment of injuries.
I will
Critical
have my
damage
revenge.
sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Save you abductors and sinners.
Can you move? Can you move? Don't overdo it.
shutdown.
Don't overdo it.
Save you abductors and sinners. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
Can you move?
Save you abductors and sinners. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
Don't overdo it. Yes.
Save you abductors and sinners.
Can you move?
Roger. Roger.
Can you move?
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
Can you
Critical damage sustained. You abductors and sinners.
Can you move?
Only critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
This might sting a bit. So powerful.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
Messing around.
The wind is calling. Don't overdo it.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
I'm still with you.
Assistance required.
This for naught. The wind is calling. Can't move.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
I will have my revenge. Damn it! I'm coming for you! Can you move?
Roger. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Hate you abductors and sinners. Caution, allotted operation time almost expired. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
I'm still with you.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
All this for naught. The wind is calling.
Critical damage sustained.
Can you move?
Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
I will have my revenge. Don't overdo it.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing
Don't
temporary
overdo it.
shutdown. Assistance required.
Can't move.
Sustainability of allied forces reduced to 50%.
I'm still with you.
Redeployment. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
All this for
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required. Unsecured citizen detected. Locate citizens and escort to our
So
hub for
yes.
extraction.
Yes.
So it begins. Oh my God,
Utilizing combat item. Current orders cannot be carried out. Reverting to basic orders. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Taking abductors and sinners.
Can you move?
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
Don't
Taking
overdo
abductors
it.
and sinners.
Can you move?
Caution, Luma levels critical. Thorn functionality at risk. temporary
Don't
shutdown.
overdo it.
Critical damage sustained. Thank you, abductors and sinners.
Can you move?
Citizen captured by enemy forces. Strongly advise immediate recovery. Health scan initiated. Advise treatment of injuries. Sinners are required to escort citizens to RRF for extraction. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
I will have my revenge.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
I will have my revenge. Here. Don't overdo it.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Escaping abductors and
Don't
sinners.
overdo it.
Initiating citizen extraction protocol. Request cover. Only half the time Elodie of his operation remains. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
All this for naught. The wind's calling.
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required.
Can't move. I'm still with you.
Can't we talk this over?
Critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown. Assistance required. Caution. Allotted operation time almost expired. Initiating citizen extraction protocol. Request critical damage
I
sustained.
will have my
Commencing
revenge.
temporary shutdown. Taking abductors and sinners.
Can't we talk this over?
And critical damage sustained. Commencing temporary shutdown.
Don't overdo
Taking
it.
abductors and sinners. Contribution
Out of
acknowledged.
my heart.
Standing down.
That was quick. Congrats, everyone.
I'm so glad.
Donate resources to the Ministry of Productivity to earn entitlement points.